Everyone, imagine watching your favorite football game. Let's say a player dives to win a penalty, or let's say a player cheats or breaks the rules to win the game, and everyone cheers. In the audience, they laugh, they cheer. And bad behavior on and off the field is made to look cool, but no one asks if this is okay, if this is really the right thing to do. But the media doesn't ask. And by not asking, it tells us, maybe this is fine. Pause. We need to let that sink in. So hello everyone, my name is Shin and Maung. You can regard me as Ruben or Ben, and I'm a proud learner of TSU International School. And today I'd like to be talking about a problem that we often overlook. How media doesn't reflect reality that we live in, but how it shapes it. And sometimes it normalizes behavior which are toxic. So, let me tell you, when we consume media, we're consuming social media, let's say, we're consuming movies, shows, even memes of this generation. Those media, we are not consuming just entertainment, we're consuming something more than that. We're consuming something that society has deemed acceptable. And that's a scary concept, because psychologists far beyond our generation has already confirmed that we humans, we copy and replicate the actions that we see get rewarded. And by that, let me give you an example. Let's say a character in your favorite movie, they cheat, they bully, they lie. All of them. And you know what they win? They win fame, they win love, and they win friends. So we start internalizing, maybe this is just the way to go. Maybe this is how our human life works. So let's paint a few examples which I think might be familiar and relatable to you guys. Let's say a big romantic rom-com is playing on the big screen in front of you. And just like how, the K-dramas that you guys watch go, let's say they glorify jealousy and possessiveness as just something called passion. And just like how those movies go, you already know it. Let's say the jealous partner, they show up unannounced, they stalk the other person's social media, and so on, and they get edited with some cliche romantic music. And the audience loves it, the audience cheers, and they get portrayed a misconception that maybe jealousy equals love. And of course, it's far from reality. Another example are reality TV shows. Imagine your favorite reality TV show, maybe those typical Burmese movies that you guys watch. In all of them, they frame constant drama, constant arguing, insults, and betrayals as something entertaining. And guess what? All these are spread, and the audience loves it. And if a character in that movie, they betray, they insult, let's say they backstab, they win fame, they get personality, they get popularity. And that's also a scary concept. Because these misogynistic content, they spread like wildfire. All those jokes, harassment, mockery, they all just get omitted and ignored under the guise of just humor, or let's say in modern terms, memes. And behaviors which needed to be questioned or condemned just start to wane and feel like they don't exist. You know why this matters? It's because of the effects it has on the individuals of this society. And the people who get impacted the most are the youth of this generation, who are meant to inspire intergenerationally, passing down knowledge and superiority to what comes after them. They replicate these behaviors and actions, thinking it's harmless, thinking it's not going to work. And they flow with aggression, manipulation, and disrespect towards their elders, towards their teachers, and towards those who are superior. And another example, which I think definitely relates with all of you guys, are relationships. And I know that for a fact. These include with your parents, with your friends, friendships. We've got, let's say, professional relationships with your teachers, even romantic ones. They suffer, and boundaries blur. Mistrust occurs, not because of the other person's wrongdoings, but because of you, because of the false hope given from the social media. And that's also a scary misconception. Because those false hope given, the other person does not live up to what you strive for. And the relationships collapse. Emotional abuse gets contributed. And no, I'm not talking about those cliche depression and stuff like that. I meant real abuse. You start to overthink because of the false expectations that are given. Those ones which are overly dramatic. If I could give an example, then if you don't do this, then it's not a real relationship. And those things shown on media. And society as a whole became more tolerant of toxicity. And this type of tolerance is not tolerable at all. So let me tell you this. In every problem, there's a solution. So what can we do as a media consumer, as a human being, and a community? I've got two ways. The first way is that we need to analyze media in a very, very critical way. And what I mean by that is that before looking at any show, or maybe even anything that's shown on the big screen, any media, we need to ask ourselves, if this show normalizes toxic behavior, if this show, let's say, if this show really shows toxicity as something to be cheerful about. And we need to not get misguided by it. Because if we do, then we ourselves are done for. We need to have self-awareness for it. Another thing, we need to talk about it. And no, I'm not talking about some back and forth between another person. What I'm really talking about is about we need to raise awareness about the problem and the solution. Let's say there's a media normalizing toxic behavior on such platforms, which I think you guys definitely use, TikTok, YouTube, all of them. Let's say there's a media that's normalizing toxic behavior, then we need to upload on the raising awareness about it. And the thing is, these such problems always keep occurring. And if we don't challenge the toxicity, and if we accept this diabolical spectacle, then we help make these harmful norms permanent. And that's harmful for us. But if we rise, if we speak the truth, if we demand something better, then we can break free from these chains and forge a world where courage wins. And another thing is that I know each and every single one of you guys has consumed media in any way, shape, or form. And I want each and every one of you to partake in this movement. Because we want to uplift what heals instead of what harms. And we need to be ready to face the challenges that media has given us and be positive in this world. We need to make a call to action. And I hope every single one of you guys can partake. And I hope all of you guys have a nice day, and thank you for listening to us.